Now I see the sword there gleaming, and I silent and trembling approach the rock to seize the sword. Oh, what rare and...
You, what have you done? Cries an angry voice to the terrified Arthur. Get out of here, you beardless squire. Do you think you are the next High King? Lot mocks Arthur, shoving him out of the way. He, one of the top knights, just cannot bring himself to give up. He yanks on the hilt of the sword, but it will not budge an inch. Drawn to the scene, a crowd gathers, observed by so many knights.
Abjuven ma paz, et joys et juven ma paille. Que meus amics es luplis gais, perquiei sui cunet e gaia.
Actor, Kay, and Arthur arrived in London after a long journey. The herald goes to announce the second day of the tournament.
Oh, the High King, all this day is for you. Slain by Saxons, oh, so brave and so true. Victors, you will pull the sword as your due. Man from all this land so wide, now do stand here side by side. Oh, what gallantry and pride! How the hardy men did shine by their valor and their ardor yesterday! But the boldest of them all, the King of Orkney, was the victor in the fray. Oh, the blood and agony, the fearful cries when ladies saw the helmets play. All eyes were on King Lot. He seized the sword in stone, but it refused to give. He will not have the throne, for it is worthiness, not strength, that must be shown.
Our knights respectfully salute the man dressed in Uther Pendragon's colours. Greetings, sires, and welcome to London, he exclaims. I am Elias, herald of this city. It is a pleasure to see you at this illustrious tournament, he says cheerfully. By the way, Sir Ector and Sir Kay, you are fighting in the main event later today. Sir Kay and Sir Ector must fight Sir Agwisance and Sir Meliant of Liss on horseback. They are formidable opponents. Agwisance is the vassal of King Lot, who was the victor yesterday on the first day of the tournament. Like his sovereign, Aguaisens is an outstanding fighter. He's known to be feisty and insolent. Valiant, meanwhile, is a promising young knight. He has great strength, yet he's contemptuous and immature. King Lot of Orkney is powerful and fearsome, both on the battlefield and at court. He grips his allies with fear and sows terror to his enemies. He is surely becoming to failure to remove the sword from the... When High King Uther died, Merlin, a very wise enchanter indeed, put a sword into the stone in front of St. Paul's Cathedral. Whoever manages to remove it will be Uther's successor. And that is the reason for this tournament. Every knight who wins the day's events earns a turn at trying to pull out the sword. Before our hero turns... When Ulfius spots our heroes, he exclaims with earnest joy, "Here is my dear old Hector! Ah, dear friend, how happy I am to see you. And these must be your sons, Kay and Arthur." Ulfius is delighted. What a long time it has been, good old Hector. Let's have a friendly duel on foot, just you and me, to see which of us has the oldest bones. He shows his former companion the blunt weapons they'd be using, but only to the first touché, he adds. Hector and Ulfius prepare for the battle, both quite excited to fight each other once again. Exhausted, the two friends descend decide to call it quits. At this rate, they won't last long, Ulfius laughs. Hector catches his breath, then thanks his friend for the fight. The old knight is in good condition, but in any case, he will never stop fighting. It is out of the question. He dreams of a glorious death on the battlefield. Indeed, it is a great tournament, bustling with activity. Knights from all over the kingdom have come here to face off and take their chances at winning. Ulfius does not much care for King Lot. He thinks Lot will be quick to sow discord if someone other than he pulls the sword from the stone and becomes High King of Britain. The old warrior would certainly like to have a go at it, but he's far less enthusiastic about becoming High King of Britain. Whoever takes over Uther's throne will have many an enemy. Kay and Hector could persuade the herald to give them a flattering introduction before their battle in the lists. This would make quite an effect and give them a certain advantage. On the other hand, adds old Ulfius with a laugh, it would be wise to have a few pennies in your pocket to be more persuasive. The knight holds back our heroes a moment. I saw a tearful young woman in London, Ulfius says. If you help her, she'll be delighted to choose one of you as her champion. There's nothing like the prospect of winning a lady's favor to strengthen one's courage. When he hears this, Kay sneers. He does not need a lady to be brave. Ulfius starts laughing. Hector rolls his eyes and then thanks his friend. Amazed, our knights pass the majestic gate to London, the largest town in all. Behind a stall selling rare and... The man first shows muslin and camlet, and then various silk fabrics, alpine, pale, cycloton, osterine, sandal, samite, and more. Though the names are too many for our hero to remember, he's dazzled by the fabric's colors, textures, and sheen. Basil is delighted to be selling his wares in London. The tournament brings people from all over the country, and this is very good for business. He misses Constantinople, of course, but Britain is an enchanting land. Basil hopes our knight will come back. young people, a noble damsel and a gallant knight, hold hands, oblivious to the world around them. Their eyes glow with passion. As if awakened from a dream, the damsel and the knight slowly greet our heroes. The damsel, since meeting this brave and handsome knight, the young lady has never been happier. Valiant is so strong. No competitor should dare claim they will win the tournament, she says joyfully. He is the happiest man on earth, he says, and his beloved is the ravishing Carenza. Furthermore, he cannot wait to snatch victory from Hector and Kay. No offense, he says confidently, but you are no match for me. In a voice full of admiration, the young woman declares that her sweetheart Meliant is already a champion. Hearing this, the knight puffs out his chest. Carenza boasts of the strength and depth of her love for Meliant. She then recounts their first meeting by the fountain in London's wealthy district. Our hero sees it's hard to stop her once she gets started on this topic. Carenza is a blessing. He would do anything for her. Plus, she whets his appetite for victory and glory. The young lady is all too eager for Meliant to withdraw the sword and be crowned High King of Britain. She's already imagining herself queen of this land. Meliant thinks he has a good chance of pulling the sword from the stone. He is young, strong, courageous, and handsome too. He thinks Britain would have much to gain if he became High King. While Meliant mumbles goodbye to our hero, Carenza has already forgotten our knight. So focused is she on her beloved. Our heroes spot a very young lady sobbing her heart out. The sleeves of her pretty blue dress have been torn off. Kay laughs at her, but Arthur says nothing. In the end, it is Hector who comforts the girl. Her eyes full of tears, she says, "Sire, I am so ashamed for you to see me in such a state. My name is Neris, and from now on, I will also be known as the damsel with the short sleeves." It is the fault of her older sister, Carenza, who tore off her sleeves. She could not stand it when I made the teeniest criticism of her bow, the so-called proud and magnificent Meliant of Liss, says the damsel, grimacing. Neris and her sister, Carenza, have come with their father, Sir Thibaut of Tintagel, who is now resting from yesterday's duels. Young lady with the short sleeves will not soon forget how her sister has wronged her. She'll gladly accept Hector as her champion if he can find her precious sleeves. The young lady smiles. If Sir Hector could, she would be truly delighted, and her heart would be soothed. The odious girl is only interested in Meliant, as if he were the best knight in the world, which is far from the case, she adds, wrinkling her nose. knights are going crazy over this sword. Whoever pulls it out will be the most powerful man in Britain. The damsel invites our hero to come and talk with her whenever he likes. The Byzantine merchant is delighted to see our hero, whom, once again, he greets eloquently. The merchant can, indeed, for the exact shade our knight points to, he asks 120 pennies. But that is an exorbitant price. Hands on hips, the merchant hears our hero out before answering with his own arguments. And then, before our knight heard, Basil accepts. Satisfied, Basil hands our knight the sleeves his craftsmen have cut from silk. Basil hopes our What a lovely fountain in the middle of the square. The gentle splashing of the water adds life to the scene. What a lovely fountain in the middle of the square. What a lovely fountain. What a lovely fountain in the middle of the square. Nerys, still so. The young girl wipes tears from her eyes. What joy the sight of these immaculate sleeves brings her. To spite her sister and to show her gratitude to Hector, Nerys happily agrees to let Hector be her champion. Hector laughs kindly. She's far too young to be his beloved, yet he is a courteous man. The damsel invites our hero to come and talk with her whenever he likes. Elias waits for our knight's signal to announce the next battle. Emphatically and poetically, the herald proclaims how Aguisance has accomplished such fine feats thanks to his ardor and daring. He also introduces Milian to Bliss, whose strength is well proven. Then it is Hector and Kay's turn. Though Elias praises the experience of the first and the ardor of the second, our knights feel he could have presented them better. Now, let the duel begin. Alas, Arthur lost Kay's sword. Kay spitefully accuses his brother of being a bad squire. It's impossible for him to fight without his trusted sword. So now, here he is, stuck on the sidelines. Fortunately, Orpheus arrives to fight alongside Hector. skillful and precise. Our knights fought with fabulous power and speed. How beautiful to see such a duel. Spectators were awed to watch young knights defeated by two older warriors. Elias proclaims Orpheus and Hector victorious. Kay will have one last chance to shine. The next tournament will pit Kay and Bodwin against Orion and Brastias. But for now, those who have just fought should go and rest. Kay, red with rage, orders his brother to find him a sword, and fast. Feeling ashamed, Arthur only has himself to rely on. Beyond the palisade on the outskirts of London, a moor grows full of wild weeds, and the ancient Roman road runs through it. A dead yew tree, stripped of its needles, looms ominously. It is the hanging tree. The dog pays no attention to our hero. So busy is he scratching and clawing at the ground. He must be looking for a long-forgotten bone from a hanged man. Arthur notices a curious plant, the mere sight of which sends shivers down his spine. A rope lies discarded at the foot of the yew tree. An executioner must have overlooked it and left it behind. A rope lies discarded at the foot of the yew tree. An executioner must have overlooked it and left it behind. This oak tree's boughs reach high into the sky. The broad trunk has a solid wooden door. Someone lives here. Arthur knocks, and the door opens. He climbs a long staircase, spiraling up into the darkness of the trunk. The inside of the oak tree looks more like a nest than a home. There are natural elements all around: stones, painted or engraved driftwood, mistletoe over the hearth, and above all, a prodigious quantity of feathers. An old, sickly-looking man with a humped back greets our hero in a weak voice. He's peeling lopsided yellowish tubers. Welcome to my esprimoire, young squire, says the old man in a hoarse but warm voice. My name is Linnerm. Linnerm sighs and replies plaintively that his back hurts so much and he has so much rheumatism. Oh, indeed, every day is an ordeal. He does not think he will be around much longer. The old man smiles and says, "It's an extremely precious tuber. I brought it back from a long voyage across the sea. It looks like an apple, but it grows underground. I had the idea this morning to try frying them." Linnerm will help Arthur, provided the young man can find him some mandrake root. The old man needs the plant's juice to treat his aching back. He also warns our hero. The mandrake will howl and curse the person who pulls it out of the ground. It is said that, rather than doing it yourself, you can make an animal pull it out. This plant has human-shaped roots and is male or female. It is born from the seed of the hanged. It is used as an aphrodisiac, an antivenom, and a painkiller. Arthur says goodbye, but when the old man says, Arthur repeats his words of farewell. This rope will... The dog pays no attention to our... Using the rope, Arthur approaches the dog, who starts to growl. With firm, stern words, Arthur coaxes the dog into letting him approach. Our hero slips the rope around its neck and ties the other. He whistles, and the dog runs off at full speed, pulling out the magic plant, which screams a terrible curse at the dog that runs away as if the devil himself were on his heels. Arthur retrieves the mandrake that has finally stopped squealing. Linnerm nods to Arthur as the esprimoire door closes. The old man is delighted. To thank our hero, he gives him a grimoire and a purse full of pebbles. Use the inscription inside to enchant the purse. Says with a wink, he adds that there is indeed a sword along the way. Linnerm nods to Arthur as the esprimoire door. Arthur says goodbye, but when the old man says, Arthur repeats his words of farewell. When Arthur casts the spell the old man gave him, the purse begins to gleam. Linnerm nods to Arthur as the... Arthur says good... Two guards block the path. Halt there, says one with authority. The guards open their eyes wide and pounce on the purse. Consumed with greed, they are too busy fighting over how to divide the gemstones to pay Arthur any mind. Among the silence and the cold, a sword rises up from the stone. Is that not the prize for the tournament?
Now I see the sword there gleaming, and I, silent and trembling, approach the rock to seize the sword. Oh, what rare and...
You, what have you done? Cries an angry voice to the terrified Arthur. Get out of here, you beardless squire. Do you think you are the next High King? Lot mocks Arthur, shoving him out of the way. He, one of the top knights, just cannot bring himself to give up. He yanks on the hilt of the sword, but it will not budge an inch. Drawn to the scene, a crowd gathers, observed by so many knights. Lot finally gives in. People look on in amazement. Arthur approaches the sword.
Now they see the sword they glean, the crowd all silent and trembling. With wonderment in awe they gaze, for Lot is so virulent. Arthur, cries a voice so old, the day has come just as foretold. Now take the sword, for you are the one. You are Uther and I grandson. By my own hand, you are the true heir. So does Merlin then declare.
When the time comes for war, Arthur must rally his armies. The number of soldiers and knights who answer his call depends directly on his glory. So the more glory he has, the better. Glory is earned through adventures and major battles. Each can grant you up to 12 points, so give it your all to make the most of every opportunity. But let's get back to the battlefield. To track the flow of combat, keep an eye on the battle point gauge. It ranges from negative to positive values, and it reflects the state of the battle. Negative is bad for you, while positive means the battle is turning in your favor. Be careful. If the gauge hits its minimum or maximum at the end of an assault, a special event is triggered. At the rout threshold, the enemy breaks through your lines and reaches Arthur himself. He'll have to fight for his life, and if he falls, it's game over. But if you reach the opportunity threshold, the tide turns. Your troops gain the chance to strike at the enemy general, and if they defeat him, they can even loot the enemy camp. The main way to gain or lose battle points is through assaults. The more enemies you defeat while keeping your own troops alive, the more points you'll earn. Between 1 and 2, depending on your performance. Take down their lieutenant as well, and you'll score an extra point. On the other hand, if you lose the engagement, you'll lose 1 to 2 points by the same rules. Plus 1 more if your own lieutenant is defeated.
Abgiò e abgiuven ma paz, et joys et juven ma paille. Que vos amics es lo plus gais, perché ei sui cundet e gaia. E poi si veraia, e bestan che il messia verais, canc delle amar non mestrais, ni ai cor che me nestraias. Maut mi plai, car sai que val mais, celle qui est plus désir que mai. Et celle que première lo matrais, Dieu prec que grand joy la traia. Et qui malene ritraia, non crisa force que ritrais, comme que mantas ves lo barais, ab kermeses se balaia. Donna che mon presenten, Dieu ben pausar sentenenza, en il bru cavalier valen, pois qu'il conoi sa valenza. Che leus mar a presenza, che donna pois ama presen, giai pois ni pruni la vinen, no indira mas avidenza. Quien n'hai chosen d'un pru e gen, per cui prez melior egenza. L'arc e adrec e conoscer, on essens e conoscenza. Precri e che magia crisenza, ni om nol più scafar crisen, qui e fassava lui fai men, sol non troppa in lui faienza. Amics, la vostra valenza, savon li pru e li valen, perché vos quier de mantenen, si u plai, vostra